let's slate it.
God, I'd like to take this computer.
Do it. Just do it on tape.
It's a weird keyboard.
On American Chopper, they tear up all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, they have sponsors.
Okay.
GYC Krypt Kast number 2 HVX. And Mark camera.
The best.
You put makeup on?
And Daren camera.
Just
No, that was a legitimate,
okay,
honest
on.
question. You did, didn't you?
And what's his name? Kurt.
Welcome to the Graveyard Carz Cast, broadcasting live from the GYC Mansion. Starring Mark Warman and Daren Kirkpatrick.
Welcome to the GYC Krypt Cast, live from the parlor of the GYC Mansion. My name is Mark Warman.
And I'm Daren Kirkpatrick. Greetings and salutations.
Just again,
Hi, and I'm Daren Kirkpatrick. Good evening.
much better. First thing we want to do is update everybody about our weekend at the Corn Maze. We had a great time. You have fun up there, Daren?
It was real fun.
I thought it was a lot of fun. We handed out over 100 pounds of candy. Let's see, we handed out 1,250 certificates that had our name on it to become a fan on Facebook, which so far we've only gotten 25 out of, so I don't know what that percentage is. That's pretty small. Speaking of that, Daren.
What I believe that percentage will go up is the students are home this week and be at night going on their computers.
Well, we're hoping that
more.
it increases quite a bit. But I mean, quite honestly, we're doing real well. We're up to 300 fans on Facebook. We have quite a few things to cover this week. And one thing I must say is our last Krypt Cast, I was criticized by several of our fans saying that I was a bit mean to Daren. And I think that that's the way our banter comes off unless you're in here with us. Daren dishes out as much as he takes more, usually. But nonetheless, I'm going to be a little bit softer this week, and I kind of prove to people we actually do get along. We just have our moments.
Nice.
So without further ado, I think we should get on to business. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go to some fan questions for the first part of the show here. We encourage people, anybody on Facebook that's a fan, to write in if you have questions, whether it's about the nomenclature, documentation of an authentic muscle car, or whether it's about something personal for me and Daren, what kind of car do we drive, where do we go to school. So the first one, I believe, is for me.
Would you like me to read that for you?
Well, you go right
You just
ahead.
want to have all the thing for yourself. Mark, this is from Yonda.
No, it's the top.
Oh, this is from Stephanie.
I apologize. It's
Sorry,
from
I couldn't
Stephanie.
see it.
We're going to go from top to bottom, left to right. We're going to group words together.
Okay, from Stephanie. Other than completing a restoration, what is your favorite part of a build?
Thank you, Stephanie. My favorite part of restoring a car would be towards the completion stage. It's the final assembly of the car. It's where you get to go back, get your documentation out, and find out what that car had in the way of options, what it had in the way of whistles and bells, we call them. You know, was it a vinyl top car? Was it a V21 blackout hood car? Was it an N85 tachometer car? So, in fact, the most fun I've had in quite a while was just this week doing a final assembly on a 70 Challenger RTSE. Beautiful car.
JS29?
It is a JS29. It is an RTSE, a real one. It's a factory gator grain top, which I assume the alphanumeric code on the fender tag would be.
That I really don't know, but thanks for trying to put me down.
No, it's not that. It's V1G. So, anyway, it is a factory gator grain top car. It's black.
Beautiful.
It's got a blackout on the hood and red longitudinal stripe, leather interior, power windows. This thing's just loaded with all kinds of stuff. Daren, but I'd be happy to ask you the same question. What is your favorite part probably of the build?
I think it's when the car is actually painted. You know, it's got the final paint on it. That's what really looks good. Brings the car to life. In the old days, I thought I just put this in there. Mark, his favorite part of it all is, on the whole restoration car, is putting the stripe on the car. Once he puts the stripe on the car, he feels the car is done or completed, regardless of the miscellaneous missing pieces. But I think he's came a long ways in the last 5 or 10 years with my guidance, leadership, and direction in that area.
I think you're out of your mind, and I think, so what did I do? I paint a car and put a stripe on it, and
Well,
it's done?
In the old days...
So wouldn't a customer have a hard time taking this car with no windows in it, and no wheels on it, and no ornamentation?
They did.
Just a stripe, so
They
it was
did.
done.
They
So
did.
I was done.
Well, that's no, that really you thought that in the past, I believe, but you've come a long ways the last
Here's
5 or 10 years.
Here's the deal.
It's your
Promise.
show. Oh,
No, we
fine.
promised we weren't going to do this, so.
No, that's not a bad thing.
So I was done with a stripe on the car.
No, I think
So I
what-
handed people a box of parts.
Basically.
Let's move on to the next question.
Okay.
This one comes in from Yonda. I believe, once again, it's for moi.
Yolanda, this is for Mark.
It's not Yolanda, it's Yonda. Where did Yolanda
Did
come
I say
from?
Yolanda?
You said Yolanda.
That's where I went to grade school, actually.
That was your name in school.
Yonda, this is to Mark. Would you like to have your old 1970 Dodge Charger back?
Yonda, I spend every day of my life looking for that car. That's not completely true, but Yonda, I never go on to Craigslist or eBay that I don't look for my old 70 Charger. I had a lot of great memories in it. It was a factory burnt orange FK5 car with a V1W, you doing it again? A V1W top on it. It was not an RT car. Unfortunately, my father passed away when I was 12. So unlike some people in the room, my parents didn't give me a car, and so I had to earn everything. And so I didn't get the Challengers with the 340s and all the
Somebody
cool
else
stuff.
in here?
You know what I'm talking about. It was an FK5 burnt orange interior, automatic on the floor, factory 383 two-barrel. Here are the characters of the VIN number, if any of my viewers are out there watching. X-ray, Papa. Why are you counting?
I don't know if you can count to 8. I'm trying to help you.
Okay. 29, Lima, 0, Golf, 118. I just don't have the last 3 characters of the VIN. But if anybody knows where that car is at, I would be more than happy to pay less than it's worth right now for it.
What would you pay for that car seriously today?
If somebody had that car right now and it was the real car, and if it was in as good a shape as the 71 CUDA 446 pack 4-speed, I would pay 10 grand for that car. And it's a nothing car.
I didn't know that the Cudas were 6-packs. I thought they were 6 barrels.
Yes, and that is another thing that comes to my attention. Apparently, we know that it's a 6-barrel. We know that Plymouth called the 440 3.2-barrel setup a 6-barrel, but we have erroneously called it a 6-pack, and we apologize to our diehard Mopar fans because that is a bit of a sacrilege. And I think I get sometimes in a habit of just rattling stuff off, so now I'm going to have to change it from a 71 CUDA 446 pack 4-speed and it's a track pack car to a 1971 CUDA 446 barrel 4-speed 354 Dana EV2
Okay. What?
Tourette or Hemi Orange in a Plymouth.
Tourette.
Put this on
For what reason?
because it's Halloween, and I think it'd be great, and I think it shows our fans that we're a little bit more malleable, actually.
I feel like it.
Danny Bonaducci from the Partridge Family. Wear that for a few minutes, though. It looks good. Okay, the next one I will read to you, Darren. Kurt writes in, Darren, what wheels did your car come with from the factory?
Actually, I don't know what style of wheel my car.
The reason Darren doesn't know what wheels his car came with from the factory is because he couldn't find his broadcast sheet. A broadcast sheet is basically a birth certificate that adds to the validity of what that car came with from the factory. There are 2 pieces of nomenclature on a Chrysler muscle car that validate its authenticity. One, just happen to have right here, is a fender tag, P51 and P91.
What's that, a sunroof? Power sunroof?
Don't act like I set that up. You know it's a sunroof.
I don't
car.
know the codes for it.
Doesn't matter. Power sunroof and a luggage rack. This is a factory broadcast sheet that goes along with my factory sunroof FC7 Plum Crazy Challenger RT with power windows and a luggage rack. Your own. This is the factory broadcast sheet for a Chrysler muscle car that Darren's never, ever, 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 as long as he lives, ever going to be able to have for his car, which I contend makes his car worthless without it.
That's why we use it as a parts car here on Graveyard
It is one of
Carz.
the reasons that I don't mind. We're going to take an opportunity now. I want to show our fans on Facebook. I want to show all of our fans out there the car that we just finished working on,
Beautiful
which is
car.
a gorgeous car. You'll never see another one like it. It very possibly could be one of one ever made. Can we go out to the other shop now? I'd like
Yeah.
everybody to see the beautiful car that's out in the shop and see some of the finest
Is there-
restoration work done in this country by a human.
Is there a car out there I haven't seen? This beautiful black car out there?
Yeah, put your wig on. Okay.
Oh, seriously? You really want it on?